Chris Brown. I'm the tight ends and tackles coach at Southern University. This is the 18th, yes, 1-8 episode of Trill O-Line Play, where today we're going to be talking about the GT play. Thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to discuss offensive line play with me. All right, so just an overview of what we're going to be discussing today. What exactly is GT counter, and what are the techniques that we use here as far as to execute the play properly? We're going to give you two game cut-ups, one from the fall and one from the spring season of our guys executing it outstanding. And then we're going to give you a conclusion with our nugget of the day. All right. So first things first, what exactly is GT? All right. So GT is a gap scheme play. So when you're talking about gap scheme play, it is different from zone. So you have a gap responsibility instead of a zone responsibility. So as far as gap scheme, what we're trying to do with gap scheme, all right, what I tell my guys, I'm coaching offensive line, is we're trying to create extra gaps. So when we pull those guys, we're creating unaccounted extra gaps for the defense to have to be responsible for. All right, we're trying to build a wall with down blocks. So those play side offensive linemen are blocking down or blocking back. And then you have backside offensive linemen, all right, they're pulling around the trap. I say that first guy's pulling around the trap, and then the tackle has to read the pull of that guard that's pulling around the trap, the end man on the line. All right. So when we're talking about technique wise, there are two different pulls that we use here at Southern. I've used other pulls in the past, but these are the two basic pulls as far as when we're talking about GT. All right. So the first pull is the lawnmower pull. The guard uses a lawnmower pull. It's just like he's starting one of them old school lawnmowers. I know some of you young guys don't know nothing about that old school lawnmower, but he's pulling out of his stance, trying to pull into the line right off the behind of that tackle to the play side to kick out the end man on the line of scrimmage when he's lawnmower pulling. He wants to make sure that he opens his hips up, get in phase with that first step, which is the departure angle. When he opens his hips up to pull into the line and go kick that end man out. And then for our tackle and our offense, we use an open pull. All right, we use an open pull. So that tackle is also opening up that hip to get in phase, and he has to read the guard when he does his open pull to insert behind the guards, the backside of the guard, or wrap around the guard if he gets a log look. All right, so that's kind of the different techniques that we use, and we'll see it on the next clip of the techniques in detail. All right, when we're talking about GT. All right, so let's roll. All right, so the first clip is from the spring season. All right, so when we're talking about GT here, I'm just going to kind of draw what we're doing here. All right, this is the play side. So we're running this GT to the right with a jet sweep. All right, so the right tackle here, he's down blocking. The right guard here is down blocking. All right, and the center is blocking back as well on the most dangerous guy out of these two guys. The tight ends, they're responsible for 2 and number 1 from the sideline. All right, so GT, this guy is your guy that's kicking out. He's doing the lawnmower pull. So he's responsible for kicking out the end man on the line of scrimmage. So he's going to take that lawnmower pull, open up his hips, get in phase, and kick that guy out. We want his hat to be play side. We want his hat to be in front and not behind, so that guy can't spin out of the block. The tackle's responsibility is to pull and read the block of the guard that's pulling before him. All right, he's responsible for reading the block of the guard. If the guard gets a log look, which means this guy comes and plays underneath, then he has to go around the guard. All right. If the guard gets a kick out look where he kicks that guy out, then the tackle is going to insert and block the most dangerous guy that shows up. All right. So that's kind of what we're doing here. All right. Of that. Now let's get to the play here. You're going to see these guys do an outstanding job here of executing this play. All right. This GT play. All right. So, right. Here we go here. This is us again running GT with the jet sweep. The guard gets a kick out look. So this guy tries to box the play back inside this defensive end here. And the guard does a great job with this kick out look of kicking that guy out, getting his hat up the field and kicking that guy out of play. Tackle does a great job adjusting and blocking whatever shows up, gets a piece of that guy, and we get a big run. All right, so with GT, you got both these guys pulling. He does a great job pulling and gets hips in phase, kicking that guy out. Tackle does a great job inserting, blocking the most dangerous thing that shows up. All right, so that's the GT with a jet sweep. All right, so again, we run GT with a jet sweep here this season in the fall. All right, same two guys are pulling. They're our best guys that we had this past year of pulling. All right, with the GT stuff. Again, they're blocking down. Most dangerous down is gap scheme play. So we're trying to build a wall with the play side guys, and we're pulling the kick out with your backside guys. All right, so This time the guard pulls and he gets a log look. So when he gets a log look, he's trying to pin that guy inside. The tackle has to adjust and go around that log look. And Jatari does an outstanding job here when the guard gets that log looks and hooks that guy inside of going outside that block and blocking the most dangerous thing that shows up in the alley. All right, we get a huge gain here on this play. But that's a great job of those guys of getting a different look when we get that log look for the guard. All right, so thank you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to discuss offensive line play with me, Coach Brown over here at Southern University. The nugget of the day is focus on your journey. All right, so a lot of us are all in the social media, older, young, and it's important that you focus on your journey. God gave you a journey to focus on. He gave you a task and he gave you an assignment and an anointing. You have to focus on your journey. You can't get caught up in what other people have going on. Your job is to use whatever the purpose that God gave you to affect other people. All right. Follow my YouTube, subscribe on my YouTube channel, Trill O-Line Play. Every week, we're going to deliver some offensive line play for 5 to 7 minutes. Follow me on Twitter. Go ahead and follow me at Coach Brown72. All right. Again, just nuggets throughout the week of offensive line play and positivity. So thank you guys so much and go Jazz.